Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. Long-time viewers of my channel may remember that I've done a few videos in this series before about Drag Race queens who can't stand each other, so here is part 4. Today we're going to be talking about 10 more Drag Race queens who can't stand each other or have had some kind of beef. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Also, if you like these videos and want to see more of them, please make sure you hit subscribe to get notified when I post more of them. Coco Montrese and Jolie versus Plain Jane. Coco Montrese competed on Season 5 and later competed on All Stars 2. Jolie also competed on Season 5 and later competed on Season 4 of Dragula. And Plain Jane competed on Season 16. So this one is a bit different because it's actually 2 queens versus 1, so I'll give you a bit of background information first. For a while now, Coco has been getting comments online about the photos that she posts on social media because a lot of people feel like they are heavily filtered and edited. Back in January 2025, Season 17 contestant Lana D quote tweeted a photo of Coco where someone said she can't be serious. And Lana said, "Y'all want to talk about a mug." Coco initially said that she didn't know who Lana was, and Lana replied saying it was just some light shade. Coco then went on to say, Drag Race fans in particular are very intrigued when the girls of colour go at each other. I would rather they celebrate our talents and accomplishments. And she added, I do love having fun with my pictures and I don't care. It's a brand, like it or not. Everything will be AI in 24 months anyway. So at that point, it all seemed pretty civil. However, things escalated a couple of months later in March 2025. On the 17th of March, a fan posted a tweet about how much they love drag, and they mentioned Plain Jane. And Coco replied to it saying, "Shut up and go play in heavy traffic." The fan seemed pretty shocked and replied saying, "Wait, what? You're telling me to play in heavy traffic because I said I love drag and said you use filters?" And Coco replied saying, "B-word, your profile pic looked like a Van Gogh painting. Is it rush hour yet? Busted can of biscuit." Then that exchange already started doing the rounds online. 2 days before that, on the 15th of March, there had been a big event at the Flamingo in Las Vegas to celebrate the 1000th performance of RuPaul's Drag Race Live. Plain Jane was one of the queens on the red carpet, and she did an interview with Pride which came out on the 18th of March. In that interview, Plain Jane brought up Coco unprompted. Plain Jane said, "Is Coco Montrese here? She's become AI now. She's become a filter. She's just been sucked into the generative world of AI and filters. She's not a real person. I don't think anyone's seen the real Coco. Coco, where are you?" When Pride posted the article, Coco's Season 5 sister Jolie must have seen it and came to Coco's defense. Jade quote tweeted the article on the 19th of March and said, "The fact that my sister Coco Montrese is bothering no one and randomly is disrespected by Plain Jane is not sitting well with me today. Girl, shut the F up with these desperate attacks for relevancy. Don't let your ego fool you're close to achieving half of her success." Plain then replied to Jade saying, "Why are you constantly triggered by me? I've never met you or spoken about you. As queens that run in the same circles, we can joke about one another and throw shade without meaning disrespect. Maybe you've forgotten that considering you're irrelevant as the dirt beneath my shoes. Now stop tagging me in your psychoses." Jade then came back and said, "It's more disappointed that you receive support for bull bleep behaviour. I don't know you, but I couldn't muster a single F about your thoughts on me. I'll be that and continue to speak up when I see my friends attacked by a delusional bully. Dumb ass B-word." But Coco weighed in herself and said, "It's just weird when people speak on people they don't personally know. It's like, why do you care? It's the whole 'I was just joking' or 'oh, it was light-hearted.' Well, I'm not joking, B-word. Thank you, Jade, for speaking up for me, but no need to defend me. My career defends itself." Coco then posted a whole series of Instagram stories about the situation over the next day or so. She started by reposting the Pride article, and she wrote across it, "Wait, wait, wait," and then underneath, "Wait, what? These chicks trying to pick a fight with a legend," and in the words of Mariah Carey, "I don't know her." She followed that with a story that was just the actual Mariah Carey "I Don't Know Her" clip, set to the Mariah song Obsessed. Then she posted a screenshot of Plain Jane's Instagram profile, and you can see in the screenshot that the button says follow back, which means Plain Jane was already following Coco, but Coco was not following Plain. And Coco wrote in the screenshot, "But she definitely knows me. Didn't even watch your season, babe. Speaking of people you don't know or never met, it's kind of weird." Coco then posted a collage of 4 photos of Plain Jane where she looked quite different, and Coco wrote, "But meanwhile, who's not a real person? It's 4 different pictures, 4 different people. Is she a Republican?" Coco also posted another post where she said, "Those moments when you advocate for trans women to be able to be who they are and alter whatever they'd like, meanwhile they complaining and posting about my pictures that I overly edit on purpose. Make it make sense." Coco also pointed out that her social media is monetized, so everyone piling into her comments was essentially making her money without realizing it, and she wrote, "My social media is monetized, the more you repost and comment." And she finished that story by saying, "Oppressed being the oppressor at the same time." But then there was another story that was a bit more serious. In the post, Coco said, "Y'all get all the courage to say and do a lot of things that you wouldn't try face to face. We are living in a different time in this world, so be careful. Where I come from, people get killed for less. This generation, y'all, playing with fire. Stop shooting shots at people you don't know and then saying you were joking. Stop trying to gaslight people into accepting your, quote, jokes unsolicited." Then, on the 20th of March, Plain Jane posted again, seemingly in response to Coco's various posts, and Plain said, "Girl, I can't, LMAO. The zombie relics are crawling out of their graves today." Jade seemed to bow out of the whole thing shortly afterwards though, and tweeted saying, "I'm keeping my peace. I'm not fighting a horde of, quote, fans of trash. I don't care about anyone's opinion unless I have respect from the source. Coco says she can handle it, so I won't feed the fire. It's pointless." Coco subsequently posted an Instagram story which said, "I cannot deal with people who do not understand it's the principle of things. It's not what you did, it's how you did it. What makes it worse is knowing if the roles were reversed, you'd lose your mind. Some will never mature because they have people in their corner justifying their wrongs. Right is right and wrong is wrong. A person will never know how to hold themselves accountable if the people around them continuously applaud them and make excuses for them." And as far as I can tell, none of the 3 of them have said anything more about it since then. However, it appears that Plain is no longer following Coco on Instagram, so she must have unfollowed her. And neither Coco nor Jade are following Plain. So it seems that that was the end of this feud, and although it wasn't particularly serious, it did result in Plain unfollowing Coco. Kandy Muse and Isaah versus Elliott with 2 T's. Kandy Muse competed on Season 13 and All-Stars 8. Isaah competed on Season 9 and All-Stars 10 and is the drag mother of Kandy Muse. And Elliott with 2 T's also competed on Season 13 along with Kandy. As we saw on season 13, Kandy and Elliott had issues on the show because Elliott said Kandy was arrogant. However, a while after season 13 came out, Kandy, as well as other queens, said that Elliott was problematic on set. Queens such as Kandy, Simone, and Gottmik have accused Elliott of using racist and transphobic language on and off the set. This includes Kandy saying that Elliott called her, quote, ghetto, described Simone's do-rag look as, quote, ratchet, and Gottmik also alleged that Elliott made transphobic comments. Elliott addressed all of these allegations in an interview with YouTuber Joseph Shepherd in 2024, when she said that she did not know those words were offensive and that no one had ever confronted her about it. The interview was not very well received, and Kandy responded on Twitter accusing Elliott of playing the victim. I did do a full video about this at the time, so I'll link to it in the description if you want to know more of the backstory. Another thing to note is that since the allegations against Elliott have come out, a lot of people online started calling her Elliott with 3 Ks instead of Elliott with 2 Ts as a reference to the KKK. As I said, all of this drama happened back in 2024, but it then flared up again in August 2025, which is what we're going to be focusing on more in this video. In the summer of 2025, Aja, Kandy Muse, Tsunami Muse, and Dahlia Sin were on a self-funded European tour together as the House of Aja. In August, they wrapped up the UK leg of the tour, and a photo was taken at the end of one of their shows and it started circulating online. A queen named Chevelle Brooks, who is the drag mother of Mistress Isabel Brooks, shared this photo of the House of Aja on Facebook with the caption, "I don't know about this, Jush." The comment section on that post then got pretty nasty, with a lot of the comments focusing on the Queen's bodies and outfits. For example, one commenter said, "Wearing something someone can buy off the street is disrespectful." And another person said, "2 out of the 4, them other 2 train wrecks need to sit down somewhere." And Elliott with 2 Ts commented on the post, although her Facebook account is seemingly under her government name rather than her drag name. And she commented with a photo of Kandy from a meet and greet and said, "Jump scare, lol." Kandy seemingly later saw Elliott's comment, and Kandy went to her own Instagram and posted a photo of Elliott along with the screenshot of Elliott's jump scare comment, and the caption on Kandy's post said, "Clown of the week, you sure you want to start with me again? Go beg for a booking, ho." Kandy's post then got a lot of traction on social media, and other queens commented on it, such as Jade Essence Hall, who said LMFAO. Kandy then went on Twitter and posted several more things about the situation. Kandy said, "We are literally putting on one of the best tours of 2025 that is fully self-funded with a jam-packed show, choreo, visuals, looks and local openers, and all people can talk about is our bodies. Literally, what the F is wrong with y'all?" She also said, "Queens who can't believe that other drag styles exist outside of pageant drag are so tired. B-word, we are not on the same level. Stay bitter." Kandy then addressed Elliott directly and said, "Miss 3Ks wanna start with me again, you racist ass B-word, don't try it." Kandy also replied to Chevelle Brooks' post directly and said, "I've met you before and got nothing but respect for you, however this ain't cute, sis. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all." Kandy later said, "I'll probably delete all this later because I'm not giving B-words any more attention, but just needed to get all this frustration off my chest." Aja then got involved in this situation as well. Aja posted a long statement on Twitter which said, "It never fails to amaze me how quick our own community is to tear us down. Instead of celebrating 4 black and brown artists selling out shows across the UK and about to take Europe, some of you would rather sit online dissecting bodies, costumes and bank accounts like you're qualified." Isaah also pointed out that the photo everyone was reacting to was a single still frame taken from the end of a 5-minute high-energy finale. And Isaah said, "Let us not pretend body shaming a trans woman in 2025 is vile. Talking about padding and proportions while ignoring artistry and performance exposes how shallow and miserable you truly are." Isaah then seemed to address Elliott directly because of Elliott's comment about Kandy, and Isaah said, "Elliott with 3 Ks had the audacity to comment on this post like she is not a racist, calling Kandy Muse a quote jump scare. This from someone who served some of the worst fashion in the history of Drag Race. The last person who should be commenting on anyone's looks is her." Jade at Essence Hall also commented on the post saying, "So disappointing, love you so much sister, you'll definitely deserve better." Then, on the 20th of August, Isaah posted a tweet which she later deleted, but it said, and I'm gonna emphasize on that again, "Elliott with 3 Ks, you're a raggedy ass F slur. Please unfollow me on all social media immediately. You're a racist and you should have just sat there and ate your food. All up in black people business as always. I am the quote ghetto and ratchet B-word you once spoke about. It wasn't Simone like you said. Don't play with me, little boy." However, as I said, Isaah deleted that tweet the following day and posted saying, "While I'm sure y'all enjoyed my Elliott with 3 Ks post, it was fueled with rage and anger and could have been worded better, so I deleted it. There will probably be screenshots forever, but I should do better than that." Kandy and Isaah then went on Instagram Live together, where they called Elliott out.
"Miss Elliott, I'm speaking to you directly. You got me blocked on all social media. You've had me blocked for like 3 years now. After I called you out for not apologizing for being racist, after doing the NAACP video, or after I called you out for asking what genitals does God make have in the van. You somehow found a meet and greet photo, which I'm sure you don't know what the meet and greet is. You've never done it in your life. Right, so you went and screenshotted a photo of me and posted in this commentary as if I wasn't going to see it. Let me tell you something, Elliott. Keep my name out your mouth. I've already got you blacklisted from all of drag around the world. Do you want more? Because it seems like you do. Why you screenshotting photos of me and putting it in
Because she thought nobody was gonna see it. And that's what makes you pussy, because you thought nobody would see it. And then when you do and you be sly about it, that's when catches up to you. Because now you don't have just one after you, you got a bunch more.
From what I can see, Elliott never directly replied to Kandy or Isaah's posts, presumably because she has them blocked. But she did seem to respond in her own way by posting a couple of Instagram stories while all of this was going on. The first post said, "If they are teaming up to go against you, you gotta understand how powerful you are by yourself." And it's assumed that this was aimed at Kandy and Isaah because they had both posted about Elliott within a couple of hours of each other. But Elliott then posted another Instagram story with a photo of herself with makeup that was completely smeared, and the text said, "Things might be getting a little crazy," and across the top it said #jumpscare in big letters at the bottom. So presumably Elliott was making a joke about Kandy looking bad in the photo. Since then, the queens have made subsequent comments about each other, although there haven't been any direct confrontations. But it seems clear that Kandy and Isaah are not on speaking terms with Elliott, and according to Kandy, several of the other season 13 queens are also not on speaking terms with Elliott either. So it appears that there is still a very real feud between these queens, and they still do not get on to this day. Naysha Lopez versus Nina Bonina Brown. Naysha Lopez competed on Season 8 and All Stars 8. She is also one of the hosts of the Roscoe's viewing parties in Chicago, which I do regular recap videos for. And Nina Bonina Brown competed on Season 9. So this feud is a bit different to the others because there never really was one big blow up. It's more of a slow burning feud that seems to have been going for years, with the queens throwing shade at each other. As far as I can tell, the feud seemed to start back in October 2022 at a Roscoe's viewing party for Drag Race UK Season 4. They were talking about queens who were unhappy with their casting and acting challenges, and Naysha referenced the Season 9 Kardashian Rusical, where Nina wanted to play Black China and didn't get the role, which has since become a meme online. But Naysha couldn't actually remember Nina's name, so instead Naysha said, quote, "What's her name? She does like arts and crafts drag at home." And people in the audience gasped and laughed. Naysha then doubled down and said that Nina does it at home and she never has seen her have a gig. Nina then must have seen this dig that Naysha made about her, and Naysha has responded to it several times in her videos. In fact, a YouTube channel called Zon Rocks posted a compilation video in August 2024, which was every time Nina mentioned Naysha during her All Stars 8 review videos. In the compilation, Nina gave a bit of context from her own side. According to Nina, an audience member at Roscoe's asked Trinity the Tuck whether Ru would ever bring Nina back for an All-Star season, and Naysha apparently jumped in and said no. Nina then questioned whether Naysha was mad at her, because Nina had said that Naysha's voguing was, quote, stiff, and that she vogued like she was wearing a diaper. So maybe that was the real reason Naysha kept mentioning Nina at Roscoe's. And it seems that their beef has continued over the years because Nina's name came up again at Roscoe's during the viewing party for Season 17, Episode 1. The queens were discussing Lucky Stars' talent show performance, and one of the hosts, Caramel, said it reminded her of a mix between Jimbo and Nina Bonina Brown. Naysha said that Lucky and Nina have a similar style, and she thinks that there is some sort of connection between the two queens. Someone in the audience then shouted out that Lucky had been Nina's drag daughter at one point, but not anymore. And then Naysha said, quote, "Appreciate we said your name," which was presumably aimed at Nina. The audience gasped, and Naysha laughed because she had said that she was going to try and not talk about Nina, and then Naysha said, quote, I effing tried." After the viewing party went up on YouTube, there were quite a few comments criticising Naysha and saying that she should stop shading Nina. And Naysha actually replied to one of the comments herself. Someone said that Nina never came for Naysha and that Naysha was being petty. Naysha replied saying, "Incorrect, my name doesn't stay out her mouth, and she started the whole thing, but nice try and thank you for watching." Nina also seemed to respond to this situation later in one of her videos. People had apparently been commenting on Nina's videos, telling her that Naysha had shaded her again at Roscoe's. In Nina's review video for Season 17 Episode 2, she read out one of those comments and said, "I said what I said about that person and that place, and clearly that place likes to embrace a bully and someone who constantly does the same old, same old." Nina also added that it was unwarranted that Naysha kept bringing up her name. And so it appears that the two of them still have an active feud, although it usually seems to be responding to each other indirectly, and it only flares up now and then. So we'll have to wait and see if there are any future developments about this feud. Heidi in Closet versus Kahanna Montrese. Heidi in Closet competed on Season 12 and All Stars 8. Kahanna Montrese competed on Season 11 and also competed on All Stars 8 along with Heidi. Now, I did do a full video about the feud between these two queens when it happened, so I'll link to that in the description. But I wanted to include it in this video because there have been some big developments about their feud since then. Just as a quick recap for those who may not remember, the tension between Heidi and Kahanna started during the Snatch Game episode of All Stars 8, when Kahanna confronted Heidi in the workroom and said that Heidi had kept making jokes at her expense during Snatch Game, which was throwing her off. Heidi defended herself by saying that she was just volleying jokes back and forth, which is what you're supposed to do in Snatch Game. Heidi then quit the season later that episode after she had a confrontation with Kandy Muse. Then, in June 2023, after the episode aired, some more drama seemed to happen on Twitter. Kahanna tweeted saying, "Girl gone bad, I'm the right one to play with, #I'm coming for you." Heidi replied saying, liking this tweet from Norway. Kahanna then came back with, "Don't nobody care about you being in Norway, girl. I'm working the world, ho, doing my own gigs in between. When you have your own home, good credit, that gingivitis halitosis breath fixed, then I'll be impressed." Heidi replied saying, "Girl, Kahanna Crimson Chin Montrese, you live in Vegas. The house market is cheap. I could afford a house there. I'll fix my credit when you fix that drooping ass. I took a bleep in a parking lot and it got more press than you. Girl, bye." Heidi then released a series of screenshots of their text messages, which included Kahanna saying, "Be very careful with me, full threat." Kahanna also went live on Instagram shortly after, where she made a number of claims about Heidi's behaviour during the filming of All Stars 8, and Kahanna said, quote, "I'm a real ass B-word. When I tell you I'm coming for you, it is what it is. It's on site." However, both of them de-escalated fairly quickly after that. Kahanna posted saying that she'd, quote, "had a moment and was going to choose joy going forward," and Heidi said she was going to get herself back together. But that was not actually the end of their feud. In April 2025, Heidi appeared on the Kelly Mantle show, and she said that she and Kahanna were not friends because of the video where Kahanna threatened her. And Heidi said she's also not friends with Monica Beverly Hills because of that as well.
There's two girls that I don't really mess with from that cast. Kahanna, one.
Okay.
When everything was blowing up and going out of proportion and stuff, she went crazy and was like, "It's on site when I see you. I'm going to come to your gig and it's on site." Oh. She wanted to fight me. And for me, I don't ever want to rekindle that friendship because you showed me who you were.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if we're out at the bar partying and you get an attitude and you got a cocktail or two in you going to swing on me.
Right.
Why would I want to surround myself with that?
Exactly.
And then the other girl I don't really talk to is Monica. I don't talk to Monica because when all that stuff with Kahanna was happening, Kahanna went live and she was like, "Oh, it's going crazy and ballistic." And in the comment section, Monica was like co-signing, like, "Yeah, this, this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Mama, you weren't there." So I'm like, "Well, you weren't saying that when you were smoking on my weed. You weren't saying that when I was doing all these photos for you behind the scenes at the press week."
However, there has been a semi-recent update about Heidi and Kahanna's feud. Heidi was a guest at a Scorpios viewing party for season 18, and one of the questions was about whether she had extended an olive branch to Kahanna. Heidi explained that she's not the sort of person to come for anyone, but when Kahanna came for her first, she felt like she needed to defend herself because Kahanna was, quote, "trying it." But they hadn't really resolved things properly at that time. Then, at another Scorpios viewing party where Heidi was the guest, she mentioned the interview she did with Kelly Mantle and that she didn't really talk to Kahanna anymore. But apparently that comment that she made during the Kelly interview actually started a conversation again between her and Kahanna. Heidi said that they have now, quote, "buried the hatchet, and they're not best friends, but, quote, we're in a state where we're both content with how everything's happened, and we're open to see where our friendship can go from here." Heidi also added that they're not at the, quote, "I love you" stage, but they're at the, quote, "not trying to chop each other in the neck when they see each other." So it does look like this feud is genuinely over, and the two queens have seemingly resolved their issues. But it was a very interesting full circle feud, which is why I wanted to include it in this video. Also, please remember that these videos are just for entertainment and informative purposes, so please do not send hate to any of the queens, and just enjoy these types of videos passively without getting involved. So there you go, there were 10 Drag Race queens who can't stand each other, or have had some kind of feud in the past, and may or may not have reconciled since then. Did you know about any of these feuds before? And which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to get things like early access, exclusive content, as well as many other benefits like priority to have your comments featured in my videos, you can check out either my Patreon, which is my main platform, or for a more convenient option if you want, you can also join my YouTube membership by clicking the join button under any of my videos. And there'll be links to both of those things in the description. I'd also like to say thank you so much to my amazing Patreon members. You are absolutely incredible. Your support truly does keep this channel going, and you have no idea how grateful I am to all of you, so honestly, thank you so much. Please make sure you like and comment on this video because it does help to boost it in the algorithm and promote it to even more people. And please make sure you do your big one and smash that subscribe button because it does make a big difference. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll join me in the future for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets, and drama. Thank you so much. Bye.